Yes, Kenya. Tamu sana, yes. A magistrate court earlier today allowed the adjournment of a corruption case against Rigathi Gachagua. And that's a story that has been captured by almost all mainstream media houses in Kenya. Court adjourns DP Gachagua's shillings 7.4 billion graft case. A magistrate court has adjourned the hearing of Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua's shillings 7.4 billion graft case. This followed an application by the Office of Director of Public Prosecution that seeks to review the matter. The case had been listed for hearing on Monday, but Senior Principal Prosecution Counsel Vera Hamisi said the matter was being reviewed after they received a number of letters from the accused persons. She told Magistrate Victor Wakumile that they need at least 3 weeks. Thereafter, they will be able to inform the court of their position. Gachagua and some of the accused persons were not present in court. Their lawyers indicated that there was confusion on whether the matter should have been handled virtually or in open court. So Gachagua was to be present in court today. He fails to appear in court, and his lawyers are claiming that there is confusion on whether he was to appear virtually or in person. That's what Gachagua's lawyers are saying. And the magistrate is doubting that because there was no application indicating that Gachagua was to appear virtually. So indeed, as the position of the court is that Gachagua was to appear in person. And looking at that new development, it's clear that now Director of Public Prosecution Nurdin Haji is most likely, again in this case, just trying to buy time for him to drop this corruption case against Rigathi Gachagua. I want us to dig deep into this story to understand the story behind the story. If you are watching us for the very first time, subscribe, give this video a like. Yes. Just to start it off, Gachagua was to appear in court today for mention. He fails to appear in court. His lawyers claims that there is confusion whether he was to appear virtually or in person. The magistrate confirmed that there was no application for Gachagua to appear virtually. So it's clear Gachagua has committed an offense by not appearing in court today. That's one thing I'm seeing here. But nonetheless, the magistrate has allowed the adjournment, maybe trying to play safe here. That's one thing coming out very clearly. And I'm also seeing the Director of Public Prosecution, just as I did indicate when I was starting, trying to buy time to drop this case. That's the game plan, that's the trick being played here. Eventually, I'm seeing the Director of Public Prosecution who will just drop that case. And we saw a very interesting development in the case of former Samburu Governor Lenol Kulal, where Director of Public Prosecution attempted to drop the case, but the magistrate insisted that the prosecution, or rather the Director of Prosecution, had to give some reasons or to explain why they wanted to drop the cases, and the application was to be served to all the accused. After that, we saw the director of public prosecution making a U-turn and now decided to proceed with the case. In this case of Rigathi Gachagua, I believe that that's what the judge or the magistrate ought to have done. The magistrate ought to have demanded for some explanations. Yes, for some explanations for the adjournment of that case. Having said that, ladies and gentlemen, it's almost very clear, and this is something that is not debatable, that William Ruto's government will not fight corruption. That's now something that is open, and any person who thinks that this government will fight corruption, that's somebody not being realistic. It's clear that William Ruto's government is actually rotten from the top. It's rotten from the top. And most likely they will not be able to fight corruption. And actually, to make matters worse, the apex court, and this is why I will always be referring to Martha Koome. The apex court, Martha Koome and her bench, have proved and shown to the whole world that they can't be independent. Already they appear as compromised. And that's why we are seeing some of these cases being adjourned and some being dropped. The Chief Justice herself is not inspiring to the lower courts. The Chief Justice has shown the lower courts that integrity does not matter. So Kenyans should just expect more of cases, corruption cases, being dropped, ladies and gentlemen. And I believe the buck still stops with Martha Koome. Madam Justice, do Kenyans justice by resigning. Your continued stay in office is doing a lot of injustice to the rule of law in this country. And now I strongly believe and I feel that if this Madam Justice, Martha Koome, cannot resign, then Kenyans have the right to demonstrate and to force her out of office. Her continued stay as the Chief Justice is doing Kenyans more injustice than any good. Madam Justice Martha Koome, kindly resign. Yes, kindly resign. And even before I conclude, looking at what is currently happening in William Ruto's government is actually laughable. We saw vetting for cabinet secretaries starting today, and so far we have seen Musalia Mudavadi being vetted, we have seen Aden Duale being vetted, Justin Muturi being vetted. And some of these people, a good case in point, Justin Muturi, whose wealth has almost doubled in a span of just 1 year. Justin Muturi's wealth has doubled in just a span of 1 year. And from the kind of vetting we saw today, these are billionaires and millionaires. So William Ruto has actually just formed a government of the dynasties. No Mama Mboga there. And I am always very keen to repeat this, because William Ruto, when he was campaigning, told Kenyans that he was going to form a government with Mama Mboga, Boda Boda, the low in the society. He's forming a government with the billionaires and the millionaires. So the hustlers must know, and they should know, they were cheated. They were lied to. Ruto has formed a government with his fellow dynasties, his fellow millionaires and billionaires. That's one thing that should be made very clear to the hustlers. Yes. In fact, we only have the rich and the poor in Kenya. This nonsense that, oh, a billionaire cheating you that he or she is a hustler, those are just political games to hoodwink the naive and unsuspecting poor Kenyans. That's also something that came out clearly from the vetting. Let me conclude it there. But in case you are watching us for the very first time, subscribe, give this video a like. Our fans and subscribers here, if at all you want to have a chat, a discussion, or to share information with me, or even to support this forum, I've pinned my number on the comment section. Contact me through the number, or feel free to send a donation or contribution to the number. Let's meet in our next analysis. Thank you. God bless you. God bless Kenya.